Stop.
You can see that light.
Yeah.
Don't.
No.
Please. And it's like the fog has lifted.
Stop. No. 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 No.
So today, a lot of kids from high school are graduating. We thought we would tell a few stories about our years in high school.
So it was like January, February, I don't know, it was very snowy out. I think we had snow for a couple of days that week or something. It was like a blizzard or something. I'm not really sure, but me and my friend decided, we were both seniors, and we decided, you know what we haven't done for years? Sledding. At the high school by my house, there is this huge hill that everyone goes sledding on. I had a couple sleds in my garage, and then there was a 2-seater sled. And we're like, oh, that'll be fun, whatever, let's bring it. So we walked over there, let's go tandem on the double sled. By this point, it has been sled on by like 100 people. So the snow is completely ice. We get on, step on the sled, and we start going down. We start picking up speed very, very quickly. And we almost get to the bottom, and our sled turns, and we tumble, and we flip down the hill. And I kick her in the head with my boot. So she's on the ground, and I'm standing, and I'm like, oh my god, are you okay? She's like, no. I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, I peed! And I'm like, you what? She's like, I peed! And at that point, I lost it. I was rolling on the ground in laughter. She's like,
it's not funny, we need to go right now.
And so we end up walking back up this giant hill, her soaked in me dragging the sled behind us, and we had to walk all the way back to my house with her soaked in.
This didn't happen at high school, but it happened while I was in high school. I worked at my grandparents' ice cream stand at a place called Zern's, and I was about 14 when I worked there. It was awful. It was awful. There was no air conditioning, and I was right behind the ice cream freezer. So you're probably thinking, oh yeah, ice cream, it's cold. No. No, it wasn't. It was so hot in there. And one day, I went to one of the food stands for my lunch break, and I ordered my food. I sat there and waited. And there was a guy sitting next to me, and he was like,
oh, I've never ordered that before. How is it?
I was like, oh no, it's good. I like it. Like, really weird small talk. Really weird small talk. And so I ate. He talked to me a little bit more. It was really forced conversation. It was really cringy. He was like,
oh, do you work here?
I was like, yeah, I work at that ice cream stand over there. Come visit, aka give my grandparents money, please, thanks. He came over when I was done with my break, and my one coworker tried serving him, and he was like,
no, I'm talking to her.
Her being me. And I was like, okay, whatever, sure, fine, yeah, makes sense. We were just talking, cool, yeah. And he goes,
you left your hair tied.
and I was like, oh, sweet, thanks, man. All right, what do you want? And he goes,
what are you doing after work? Do you want to go to the movies? Do you want to go get like drinks?
This man looked to be in like mid-30s. I looked at him and I go, I'm 14. He looks at me, face drops, says, I'm so sorry, turns, walks away. Meanwhile, his friend, who was with him the entire time, is in the corner laughing his ass off. And then they walk away, and I guess his friend said something to him, and he punched his friend. This was in front of my grandmother. I was here, my grandmother was here, and he walks away, and she just looks at me and was like, what? I was like, there's more stories about me and like having older guys hitting on me at Zern's. Zern's is a gross place. This guy was following us to our car. He was just talking to us and whatnot. He was like a regular at Zern's. He had no life and was always there. He was just walking and he was like talking to me and my mom. We were trying to leave. It was 10 o'clock at night and we were trying to go home because I was done with my shift. And like we walked out to the car and he was like,
oh, are you gonna drive home?
and I was like, no, I'm only like 13. And he was like,
oh, jailbait, you got jailbait on your hand.
To my mother. Yeah. It was gross.
One of my favorite high school memories was when 3 of my high school friends and my boyfriend at the time, we went midnight bowling. We got to our lane, we put on our shoes, we were just dancing around, grooving to the...
I hate you. I hate you.
And then there was a bunch of, how do we say this? Assholes next to us who had a 5-year-old child with them at 11 o'clock at night. So we were just dancing around, having a good time, and this lady came over to me as I sat down next to my boyfriend at the time and came in my ear and whispered, "Do you need a pull?" I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Do you need a pull?" I was like, what are you saying? And I thought she said, "Do you want to bowl?" And I was like, "I'm already bowling, like, I'm good." And then she walked away, and my boyfriend at the time was like, I think she said, like, "Do you need a pole? Like a stripper pole?" Why? I wasn't dancing that provocatively. And so we were both really confused, and we just kind of let it go because we're like, oh, they're just drunk and stupid. Then my ex went up to bowl, and he went and like laid down in the lane and like pushed the ball down. So it went really slowly, it was kind of funny. And then the little girl that was next to us came and did the same. And the woman came over and said, "Excuse me, you're being a f***ing bad influence on my 5-year-old daughter, you idiot." And we're like, oh, but it's okay to have your 5-year-old child out there at 11 o'clock at night, okay. So at that point, we were just a little fed up with their business. And then my one girlfriend who was wearing, I think, like shorts and a t-shirt, went up to bowl. The clothing's important. And the woman came and walked up behind her and was like, "Slut!" And she grabbed the ball, my friend's a little violent, and almost threw it at the lady. And then my ex at the time grabbed her and just sat her down, and she was ready to attack. She was ready, she was just going for it. Everyone was just trying to calm her down, and my ex was like, "Listen, we'll just go outside, we'll cool it off." And I'm like, this is crazy. This is not how adults should be acting. We went and we were going to go talk to the manager and just explain, hey, there's some drunk adults next to us. They've been harassing us and just saying some rude stuff. We haven't said anything to them. We don't know what's wrong. I grabbed someone else that we were with, and I walked up to the counter, and just as we were going to say, hey, so we have an issue, the ladies from the lane next to us ran over, pushed us aside, and were like, we're not involved with their teenage drama. We don't want their high school shit in our lanes, and they've been just messing around with us and just annoying us and causing drama all night. And we're like, you know what? We're just gonna take the upper hand and just leave. So we end up going outside, and then we try to calm down my other friend, and my mom comes to pick us up, and it was just an interesting evening to say the least.
So that was some of our weird and crazy stories that happened to us in high school. So if you guys liked our video, please... Bye guys.